What can you do to be proactive about not beating yourself up? How do you prevent your inner critic from showing up in the first place? You're listening to Pure Light, where we explore how you can believe in yourself and be happy with who you are. My name is Ailey. I'm a coach, writer, and yoga and meditation teacher. This is episode 130. So in the last episode, I talked about how to break the pattern of beating yourself up in the moment that it's happening. So when that voice gets really, really loud and is maybe even starting to turn into a negative thinking spiral. So this episode is focused on how to be proactive about breaking that pattern of beating yourself up so that you can prevent yourself from doing that in the first place. So when I was a management consultant, I really wanted to speak up in meetings, but I was not in the habit of doing that. And I felt nervous because I didn't want to say something stupid. And there would be a voice inside my head saying, "You can't say that. Don't say that. That's stupid." And I didn't want to look stupid, so I wouldn't say anything. I would just keep my mouth shut. But then after the meeting was over, my mind would be like, "Why didn't you say something? You should have said something. You should have said this. Why didn't you do that? What's wrong with you?" So that was the pattern or the cycle. I would not speak up because of the voice inside my head. And then I would beat myself up afterwards for not speaking up. And I realized that I had to start speaking up in meetings. Otherwise, I would continue to be in that cycle, in this pattern of not speaking up and then beating myself up for it. And so in order to break that pattern, I had to do a couple of things. So I had to start speaking up in meetings. And in order to do that, I had to face the discomfort of doing that. Meaning I had to choose to say something even though my heart was pounding and I felt nervous. And another thing I had to do in order to break this pattern was be willing to look stupid. Because if I didn't choose to speak up and face that discomfort and potentially look stupid, I was basically choosing to create the conditions for beating myself up. So in order to break the pattern of beating yourself up and be proactive about it, you can look at the things that you beat yourself up for, and then look at how do you not create the conditions for that to happen. This isn't about trying to be good or trying to fix or change yourself. It's about bringing awareness to the thoughts and the experience that you're creating for yourself. So when you do something to break the pattern of beating yourself up, it'll probably be extremely uncomfortable, especially at first, because it's something that's outside of your comfort zone. And it may be something that the voice inside your head is telling you that you can't do, like it was for me, saying, "You can't say that." In order to stop beating yourself up, you need to stop recreating the illusion that those limitations set by the voice inside your head are true by acting in accordance with them. And this is critical. So when you stay within your comfort zone, the stories you've been telling yourself will always be true, and you can just kind of go on autopilot and do what you've always done. But when you step outside your comfort zone, you go beyond who you know yourself to be. It's new territory. So your habitual thinking patterns no longer apply, and you're free to make new choices. Choices that will take courage and vulnerability. Stepping outside your comfort zone creates space for you to challenge and change what you think of yourself in a way that isn't rejecting who you are, but in a way that's fueling the next evolution of yourself. You are always acting in alignment with your beliefs about yourself. This is true even if you aren't aware of what those beliefs are exactly. So if the choices that you've been making have led to you beating yourself up for whatever reason, in order to stop doing that, you need to make different choices. And stepping outside your comfort zone isn't just where the magic happens. It's also the only place you can challenge your limiting beliefs and change what you think of yourself, because that's where you're free to make new choices. When you show up in the world in a new way, you can also think of yourself in new ways and let yourself be surprised by who you are. If you want to listen to related episodes, you can find them in the show notes. Go to purelightpodcast.com to find them. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time, may you be guided by your light.